Hi Emily and Toby, hope you're both well. Well, if you enjoyed the story from last week from this book, Fairy Tales, perhaps you'll enjoy the next one. This one's called The Beast with 1,000 Teeth. Here we go. A long time ago, in a land far away, a most terrible beast that ever lived roamed the countryside. It had 4 eyes, 6 legs and 1,000 teeth. In the morning it would gobble men up as they went to work in the fields, and in the afternoon it would break into the lonely farms and eat up the mothers and the children as they sat down to lunch. And at night it would stalk the streets of the towns looking for its supper. In the biggest of the towns there lived a pastry cook and his wife, and they had a small son called Sam. One morning, as Sam was helping his father make pastries, he heard that the mayor had offered a reward of 10 bags of gold to anyone who could rid the city of the beast. "Oh," said Sam, "wouldn't I just like to win those 10 bags of gold?" "Nonsense," said his father. "Put those pastries in the oven." That afternoon, they heard that the king himself had offered a reward of 100 bags of gold to anyone who could rid the kingdom of the beast. "Oh, wouldn't I just like to win those 100 bags of gold," said Sam. "You're too small," said his father. "Now run along and take those cakes to the palace before it gets dark." So Sam set off to the palace with his tray of cakes balanced on his head. But soon he was so busy thinking of the 100 bags of gold that he lost his way. And soon it began to grow dark. "Oh dear," said Sam. "The beast will be coming so soon to look for his supper. I'd better run home." So he turned and started to hurry home as fast as he possibly could. But he was utterly and completely lost, and he didn't know which way to turn. Soon it grew very dark. The streets were deserted, and everyone was safe inside and had bolted and barred their doors for fear of the beast. Poor Sam ran up this street and down the next, but he couldn't find the way home. Then suddenly, in the distance, he heard the sound like thunder, and he knew that the beast with the 1,000 teeth was approaching the city. Sam ran up to the nearest house and started to bang the door. "Let me in! Let me in! I'm in the streets and the beast is approaching the city. Listen!" And he could hear the sound of the beast getting nearer and nearer. The ground shook and the windows rattled in their frames. But the people inside said no. If they opened the door, the beast might get in and eat them too. Poor Sam ran up to the next house and banged as hard as he could on their door. But the people inside said, "Go away." Then he heard a roar, and he heard the beast coming down the street, and he ran as hard as he could. But no matter how hard he ran, he could hear the beast getting nearer and nearer. And as he glanced over his shoulder, there it was at the end of the street. Poor Sam, in his fright, dropped his tray of cakes, and he hid under some steps. And the beast got nearer and nearer until it was right on top of him. And it bent down with its terrible jaws, went snack, and gobbled up all the tray of cakes. And then it turned to Sam. Sam plucked up all his courage and shouted as loud as he could, "Don't eat me, beast! Wouldn't you rather have some cakes?" The beast stopped and looked at Sam, and then it looked back at the empty tray of cakes, and it said, "Well, they were nice cakes. I like the pink ones particularly, but there's no more left, so I'll have to eat you up." And it reached under the steps to where poor Sam was hiding, and he pulled him out in his great corny claws. "Oh, please," cried Sam, "if you don't eat me, I'll make you some more. I'll make you lots of good things, for I am the son of the best pastry cook in the land." "Will you make me more of those pink ones?" asked the beast. "Oh, yes, I'll make you as many pink ones as you can eat," cried Sam. "Very well," said the beast. and put poor Sam in his pocket and carried him home to his lair. The beast lived in a dismal, dark cave. The floor was littered with bones of the people he'd eaten, and the stone walls were marked with lines where the beast used to sharpen his teeth. But Sam got to work right away and started to bake as many cakes as he could for the beast. And when he ran out of flour or eggs or anything else, the beast would run back down into the town and get them, although he never paid for anything. Sam cooked and baked, and he made scones and eclairs and meringues and sponge cakes and shortbread and donuts. But the beast looked at them and said, "You haven't made any pink ones." "Just a minute," said Sam, and he took all the cakes and he covered every one of them with pink icing. "There you are," said Sam. "They're all pink ones now." "Great," said the beast, and he ate the lot. Well, the beast grew so fond of Sam's cakes that it shortly gave up eating people altogether, and it stayed at home in its cave, eating and growing fatter and fatter. Then this went on for a whole year, until one morning Sam woke up to find the beast rolling and groaning and beating the floor of the cave. Of course, you can guess what the matter was. "Oh dear," said Sam, "I'm afraid it's all that pink icing. It's given you toothache." Well, the toothache got worse and worse, and because the beast had 1,000 teeth, it was soon suffering from the worst toothache anyone had ever had in the whole wide world. It lay on its side and held its head and roared in agony until Sam began to feel quite sorry for it. The beast howled and howled with pain until it could stand the pain no longer. "Please, Sam, help me," it cried. "Very well," said Sam. "Sit still and open your mouth." So the beast sat very still and opened its mouth, while Sam got a pair of pliers and took out every single one of the teeth in the beast's head. Well, when the beast had lost its 1,000 teeth, it couldn't eat people anymore. So Sam took it home, went to the mayor, and claimed his 10 bags of gold as reward. Then he went to the king and claimed the 100 bags of gold for his reward. Then he went back and lived with his father and mother once more, and the beast helped in the pastry shop and took cakes to the palace every day. And everyone forgot that they'd ever been afraid of the beast with 1,000 teeth. The end. Well, I hope you liked it, and I hope you enjoy school this week. Lots of love. Bye.